You're not behind, you're just distracted, but I'm gonna tell you why. See, the first thing is the lie. The lie is something that we tell ourselves all the time that we're behind. And it's normally because we're unfocused, we're unmotivated, or we're just distracted. So we're not progressing along in our goals or what we deem for ourselves success as fast as what other people is progressing along. And we start getting into this space of saying we're behind and then pushing us or rushing us towards something that we haven't taken the time to really just sit and progress along in our journey of what's right for us, because we're trying to go at the speed of people that we're looking at and overwhelming ourselves and creating so much anxiety behind this feeling of feeling left behind. But the truth is, we're just overwhelmed. We're just trying to take on so much. We're trying to do too much at one time, and that's when we have to just sit back, come back, and we talked about this before, recalibrate sometime. See, when you distracted or you unfocused, everything feels rushed. Everything feels like it's impossible. Everything feels small. But when you're focused, you're not taking the time to compare. You don't feel that anxiety. You feel like you're right on path. You feel like your journey is your journey because you're so into your lane that you have blinders on to even know what's going on outside that lane, because you're focused and you're disciplined on what's going for you. So you don't feel behind because you can't even pay attention to who's ahead of you, beside you, or behind you. You just focus on, like a horse in the derby, focus on what you got in place and what you got going on. So the key theme is always focus over speed. It's always being disciplined versus worrying about time. Worrying about time puts you in that space of just worrying about age, when I should be doing it, especially if we're looking up and we're seeing what we want and we're watching everything that's above us. We're going to start comparing ourselves to that, and we're going to be trying to figure out, I should be in that position and I should be there faster because time is passing me by. But sometimes we got to gain a little bit of perspective. Sometimes we have to look below us, because below us are people like us, right, that's looking at our position and saying, man, I'm behind because I should be where you are. And I think us looking down sometimes kind of humbles us a little bit to understand that our path and our journey, just like everyone else's, is for us. It's built for us. Now, it doesn't mean that things need to change. That's what we're talking about today, meaning that's why we need to be focused and disciplined on our journey. But it doesn't mean that we are behind. It just means that we need to retool and get back calibrated and refocus on what we're trying to do. So let's talk about the system. There's always a system, right? And the system is to help get back refocused, get disciplined into what we're trying to do. And it's going to be broken down into 3 different mini points. The first mini point is you got too many inputs. You're consuming too much. Even myself, I catch myself doing this where I'm consuming so much content. I'm looking at so many creators, and you know what happens? That's what stopped me from ever putting out my videos, because I'm looking at, well, they edited like this. Well, they use this camera. They use this mic. They use this scene. They spoke this way. They use this content, they use this app. And before you know it, I was so overwhelmed of thinking that I needed to have a perfect thing for content that I dished it all away. It's that feeling where you have so much going on, like a messy desk, and it's so messy you don't even want to clean it. You just push everything to the side because you feel overwhelmed. Well, that's what happens when you have too many inputs. We have to slow it down and remove some of those things, get back to the basics, and keep it simple. The second mini point is choose one primary goal. We don't need 10 goals. We just need one goal and support it with healthy habits. What do I mean by that? One perfect thing that I can think about that's universal, I talk about it all the time, is weight loss. Everyone want to lose weight, right? Well, it's cool to have multiple goals, meaning you can say I want to lose 20, 30, 40 pounds, and then how I'm going to do that is week 1, I'm going to put a mini goal in that and lose 5, and then I'm going to lose 10 here. You have these mini goals, but none of it matters if your habits haven't changed. you'll just have goals, but you won't have nothing in place to help you hit those goals because you're not going to understand why you keep falling back. So that's why you need habits. Set that main goal of I'm going to lose 20, 30, 40 pounds. And what's the habits I'm going to put in place to support that goal? Meaning the habit is, am I going to start going to the gym in the morning? Am I going to start taking walks in the evening? Am I going to start meal prepping? What habits are you going to put in place to support that goal? And you're going to have way more success than trying to have all these goals that you're trying to accomplish. Focus on the primary goal. And then the third one, focus on the structure, your daily structure. And when I say that, it is, for me, is having things in place, kind of like those habits, but you have a structure, and make it simple. Make it something predictable for you. Meaning, some people watch a video and they'll get motivated, right? Because motivation is the great thing. So that motivation has someone waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning and get their day started. They're running 5 miles. So someone to tell themselves, I'm gonna go do that. I'm gonna get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and go run 5 miles, when 1, you never get up early, 2, you're not a runner. That's not your thing. So you're kind of setting yourself up for failure, right? So keep it simple. My thing of what I would probably do is that the normal time I will wake up, I will push it into an earlier time of just 30 minutes. So if I get up at 7, I will start getting up at 6:30. It's easier for the mind and the body to digest a little bit more. And then the thing is to tell myself, how can I be productive in that 30 minutes? And once I get used to that, the next thing I would do is now push that 30 minutes earlier. So now instead of getting up at 6:30, I may get up at 6. I gradually do it, but I'm having progress at the same time, building into my system that's all a structure to my overall goal of what I'm trying to do. Now it's time to reframe, change your mindset, how you think about it, how you perceive things. So the reframe is that you're not left behind, you're actually early. So that means you're early in your journey, you're early in your discipline, you're early in your consistency. You just have to get focused. You just have to stop being distracted and lean into it a little bit more, but you're early in it. Once you lean in it a little bit more and you figure out how to refocus those things, the consistency changes, the focus changes, the results start changing, things start changing. Once you also change your mindset, stop saying that you're late and start telling yourself, I'm a little bit early. I just have to retool myself a little bit. And what's the call to action? What made me think about all of this? And I think for me, it baffles me when I hear, and I say kids, and I'm talking about early adults, talking about 20 years. And then what's the call to action? Why I bring this up, it comes up to me is because it's when I hear younger people, when I'm talking about 18, 19, 20, early 20s, even late 20s, talk about things that they are left behind. The age is passing them by. They should be doing this certain things by a certain age. Why I don't have a house and 2 cars by the age of 25, and it just baffles me of how much pressure they put on themselves. Yes, it's great because you want to push yourself to something and you want to kind of put that pressure on yourself sometimes to just be great. But sometimes that pressure kind of overwhelms people, like I said, when they push everything in the middle of the table and they just get paralyzed and not do nothing because they put so much on themselves and of what they think they need to do by a certain age. I don't like when people around my age, and yeah, I'm aging myself a little bit, but around when you think between 35 and 45, and they're saying, I'm too old for something. I should have done this a long time ago. And it's just like, no, you can still do it now. You're still young. You're at the prime of your life. Like, this is where you use your experience and your knowledge and everything that you brought in to be able to do it. You just have to stop being distracted. We're too easily distracted, consuming so much stuff, and we need to stop consuming and start doing. And that's the pressure I put on myself. It's like, you've been consuming content for years. When are you going to start doing? This is where we are at now. So my thing is that cut the noise, stay in your lane, remain consistent, and continue to motivate y'all. We out.